Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pharmacology Vault, where complex medical concepts are made crystal clear. Today, we're going to uncover the secret behind your heart's perfect timing, the cardiac conduction system. Imagine your heart as a concert orchestra. Every beat is like a note, and this conduction system is the conductor making sure every instrument plays in sync. Without it, the music of life would fall apart. We'll explore the SA node, AV node, bundle of His, Purkinje fibers, and the fascinating pacemaker cells that make your heart beat, even without any brain signals. So, let's plug into the heart's electrical grid and see how it all works. The heart is not just a pump, it's an electrically powered pump. Deep inside its walls is a network of specialized cardiac muscle cells that are unlike your regular heart muscle fibers. These cells can generate and conduct electrical impulses, just like neurons do, but they also have the ability to make the heart contract. The goals of the conduction system are simple but critical. Initiate the heartbeat. Start the impulse without needing brain input. Coordinate the timing so that the atria and ventricles work in sequence. Control the rhythm so blood is pumped efficiently every time. And here are its main parts, each with a unique role: Sinoatrial, SA, node, the master switch, and natural pacemaker. Atrioventricular, AV, node, the signal regulator and delay station. Bundle of His, the main signal highway. Right and left bundle branches, splitting the impulse into two tracks for each ventricle. Purkinje fibers, the high-speed delivery service that triggers the final contraction. Without this system, the atria and ventricles would beat randomly, like musicians playing without a conductor, and blood circulation would collapse. Let's start where every heartbeat begins, the SA node. Location: a small cluster of specialized cells in the upper wall of the right atrium, right where the superior vena cava enters. These cells are unique because they spontaneously depolarize, meaning they naturally charge up and fire off an impulse, without any signal from the brain or spinal cord. Normal firing rate: 60 to 100 beats per minute. That's your resting heart rate. Once the SA node fires, the impulse spreads like ripples in a pond through both atria. This causes atrial contraction, pushing blood into the ventricles and topping up their filling before the big squeeze. The SA node sets the sinus rhythm, your body's default rhythm. If this node is healthy, your heartbeat will be regular and perfectly timed. But if it fails, other backup systems take over, though not as efficiently. After leaving the SA node, the impulse doesn't just rush straight to the ventricles. It first passes through the Atrioventricular node, or AV node, which sits in the interatrial septum near the tricuspid valve. Here's where something clever happens. The AV node delays the impulse for about 0.1 seconds. Why? To give the ventricles time to fill with blood before contracting. If the ventricles contracted too soon, they wouldn't pump enough blood out. The AV node also has its own backup pacemaker ability, firing at 40 to 60 BPM if the SA node fails. From the AV node, the signal enters the bundle of His, a narrow cable-like structure that runs down the top of the interventricular septum. The bundle of His splits into a right bundle branch, heading toward the right ventricle, and a left bundle branch, heading toward the left ventricle. These branches carry the electrical signal toward the apex, the pointed tip of the heart, ready for the final stage of activation. Finally, the electrical signal reaches the Purkinje fibers, the heart's express delivery system. These fibers fan out across the inner walls of the ventricles, conducting the impulse at lightning speed, up to 4 meters per second, so that both ventricles contract almost simultaneously. This precise timing is critical. The right ventricle pumps blood into the pulmonary artery toward the lungs for oxygenation. The left ventricle pumps oxygen-rich blood into the aorta and out to the entire body. The result? A strong, coordinated push that keeps your circulation moving. If higher parts of the conduction system fail, Purkinje fibers can take over as a third-level pacemaker, but at only 20 to 40 BPM. That's too slow for normal activity, but just enough to keep you alive in an emergency. So, what makes the SA node, AV node, and other pacemaker areas so special? It's all in the pacemaker cells themselves. These cells have 4 remarkable properties. Automaticity: they can start an impulse without any outside signal. Rhythmicity: they keep firing at regular intervals, like a metronome. Conductivity: they quickly pass the signal to neighboring cells so the wave spreads evenly. Excitability: They respond instantly when stimulated. Thanks to these properties, your heart can beat on its own, even outside the body, as long as it has oxygen and nutrients. The nervous system doesn't tell the heart to beat, it only adjusts the rate. The sympathetic system speeds it up when you exercise or get excited. The parasympathetic system slows it down during rest or sleep. In short, pacemaker cells are the reason your heart is both independent and adaptable. So to sum it up, the cardiac conduction system is your heart's own electrical wiring. The SAW node is the spark starter, the AV node is the timer, the bundle of His and branches are the delivery cables, and the Purkinje fibers are the final activators that make the ventricles squeeze in perfect sync. All of this happens in less than a second, and repeats itself about 100,000 times a day without you even noticing. If you found this detailed breakdown helpful, hit that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe to the Pharmacology Vault for more clear, visual, and exam-focused medical lessons. Thanks for watching, and remember, in medicine, knowledge isn't just power, it's life-saving.